It's all the way live. I don't know how you are even watching this because you're probably out trying to shop, or you online shopping, or you just wondering about shopping. But welcome to the Chicken Box. It is the holiday season, good, bad, or ugly. All kinds of emotions happen during this time, but we're here. So we're grateful for another day. Welcome to the Chicken Box. This is your co-host, Impeccable, along with my two lovely co-hosts, CEO of the Afro Our Fearless Leader, Dr. Draper, and Ashley Fields, our assistant editor. If you have never tuned in and you're not from Baltimore, the Chicken Box is four wings and fries. Sometimes it's six, sometimes it's greasy. Sometimes people like hot sauce, salt, pepper, ketchup. Come in the box sometimes come in a styrofoam box. I don't even know why they put it in a styrofoam box. I think they just trying to be cheap because that melts the box all the time. But here on the Afro's platform, yes, the Afro American newspaper, or Afro News for short, Maryland's, if you didn't know, oldest black business, 131 years. Wow. Give it up for the Afro for leading the way when they wasn't even letting nobody have a business. The Afro managed to have a business for almost 7 generations now. But we're going to get into it. The Chicken Box is where you can just be who you're going to be. You can step up on the box and tell us how you feel about a certain topic. Whether you're right or wrong, that's your opinion. That's the thing that most people get in fights with. They don't like other people's opinions. So if you don't agree with what they agree, they're not your friend no more. What you say, Ashley? What you say about that?
Well, then I guess that's just their opinion. That's just their perspective.
You know some people like that?
I do.
I mean,
Hard
if you don't agree with what it
it's
is
their way or the highway.
a full-out argument.
Right. And that's no good. You gotta be a little malleable.
Dr. Draper, have you seen that over the years?
Of course. Yeah. Everybody thinks they're right. Even when they know they're wrong, they think they're right. So yeah, I can see that. But one thing that's a universal language for most people is music, and I can't wait till we get into the conversation today with our
this is Black People versus guest. Making music. We have a very special guest. Let's introduce him to the Chicken Box. We have any music? Drum roll, anything? Oh, he's stepping up in the room. Yusha Assad. Did I say it right?
You did say it right. I like that Chicken Box, 4 wings and fries. I love it.
Oh yeah, where you from, my brother?
Originally from North Carolina, but I've actually been in DC for 15 years.
I was say I heard DC in you, but everybody from DC's family is from the South. Mm-hmm. I found out everybody South Carolina, North Carolina, yep. Strong in DC. So welcome to the Chicken Box. Ashley, you want to just give them a proper introduction, or you rather introduce yourself? You tell me how you feel.
Now I want to see what Ashley got to say.
All right.
Okay, we got a short little write-up on you, so I'm excited to share. We have Yusha Assad, who is a insightful storyteller and vocalist. He has over 20 years of experience in writing and recording music. He makes music that tells a story and inspires greatness. That was one of my favorite pieces to see. He's been doing music since the age of 7 years old and uses it to connect, inspire, and challenge listeners to live a life with great care. So here we have Yusha Assad. Welcome to the Chicken Box. Can you dive deeper into what you mean by challenging your listeners? Is it through your lyrics? Is it through the beats? How do you specifically do that?
Yeah. So basically what you read is that I connect, inspire, and challenge. So my formula whenever I write music is called CIC, sick, right? It's just kind of play off the word sick, right? And why? Because being sick is infectious. And so the whole goal whenever I write anything is connect, inspire, and challenge. And being a former educator, I'm still an educator, but being in the classroom, but being an educator, I learned that like the best way to challenge somebody is not by telling them what they need to do better. The best way to challenge somebody is to allow them to be challenged by your story, by the accountability that you take in your story. So the challenge part for me is always connected to how I tell my story, how I challenge myself, how I hold myself accountable.
Beautiful way to create art. Very beautiful way to create art. So you've been doing music since 7 years old. Did you start off with a specific instrument, or who or what got you attached to that specific path?
Yeah, I'm from North Carolina originally, but being a young Black boy from low social economic community, we didn't see many outlets, right? It was we having a real conversation. For me at that time, it was either sports, music, or I really had 4 options: sports, music, selling drugs, or working at the factory. Those were the things that I saw, right? Plus being a preacher, because we knew it for Black folks at a time in America, being a preacher and having a church was a way to have economic mobility. So I did play sports, and I just saw music as a pathway for me. So when I was 7, we had a second grade talent show. Raven Simone at the time had a song called "This Is What Little Girls Are Made Of." I wrote a song called "This Is What Little Boys Are Made Of." I wrote my verse. I wrote my homies' verses. We did the talent show and we won. And after we won, you know what I mean? I like the props and the recognition. I was like, I got to keep doing this. And that's what it was.
So artists create off of appreciation as well, or is that your love of creating or performing, should I say?
Can you re-ask the question?
I said, do you think that artists like yourself really, the best feeling you get is when somebody appreciates your art?
I mean, yeah, it's a great feeling. It is, but I think I've just got so accustomed to like just making it and just loving the process of the release. I love the entire part of it though. You know what I mean? I love when people let me know, like, man, I listen to your music. Somebody emailed me or sent me a DM last week. Like, I've been listening to your new album. It's really getting me through right now. That matters a lot. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't know people be listening. And the gratitude can be delayed at my level. You know what I mean? Because it ain't like I can show up tomorrow like Beyonce and I got a stadium full of fans. It's like I find out how people feel, randomly when they just decide to, hey, I need to tell this brother. So I really just fell in love with the process and just making music and what it feels like to go into the studio and put it down.
Well, this is a different time in music, I guess, in a different era than in before. No, a fan couldn't really directly, unless they sent you a letter back in the day,
Right.
really connect with you, or if they caught you like at a meet and greet or some kind of signing. But today, everybody can. I mean, I guess you can connect directly through all of these music channels and these internet channels. I guess I can go back. I'm sort of the resident also music guru in the paper as well. In the paper, I didn't even want to call it the paper, but it felt so good to say paper. But we're gonna get into that a little later. Dr. Draper, you look like you want to ask a question, and Craig Talley has a question now.
I see Craig's Talley. I want to go back to something Yusha said earlier. So he said, still in the classroom. Talk to us a little bit about what were you talking about being in the classroom? You're in the classroom now. You were in the classroom.
Yeah. So I went to Winston-Salem State University for business, and I got a minor in music business. My goal was to start a record label. But while I was there, I found out that I like to read. Because before college, I was like, I don't like reading.
Got it.
But then I realized